You now tuned in to Just Brown and TV, and today we're going to rate the MSC Meraviglia and let you know is it right for me. Let's get into it. So first off, what I wanted to get into is the food. So I watched a ton of videos before going on this ship. I checked it all out. I heard all the reviews, and trust me, I was nervous. To my surprise, but when we got there, the food was actually not that bad. The food in the main dining room was pretty decent. You know, standard cruise food. Nothing that's gonna really blow you away. But I wasn't turned off neither. You know, I was able to have a few good meals down there in that main dining room. And the staff wasn't half bad. You know, I would say some of the specialty diners that we took part in may not have been worth the money. I would say that. I had better meals in the main dining room, to be honest. In the buffet is a madhouse. If you can avoid the buffet, avoid the buffet. It's a madhouse, because with it only being the main dining room and the buffet as your only free food options on the ship, the buffet is always overcrowded. So if you don't like crowds and people all over and breathing down your neck and all that stuff, stay away from the buffet. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the entertainment on the ship. Now, there was a ton of stuff to do. Well, let me dial that back. I'm not going to say a ton of stuff to do. There were some things to do on the ship. They had a few shows going, and we was able to partake in a few, and it was okay. You know, the shows were, mid at best, in the words of Trinity, right? But as far as other things to do, like, you know, games and activities and stuff like that, I found that there was a lot of dead time. Not saying there were nothing, but it was a lot of dead time when you compare it to things like Royal and Carnival that always have a ton of stuff to do. So if you like entertainment and you like to kind of be out and doing a lot of stuff, this might not be the cruise for you. And again, don't get me wrong. There is a bunch of stuff to do. Like, you know, they got bowling, they got simulators. If you got kids and stuff, they want to go on the roller coaster simulators and stuff like that. But just compared to some of the other ships that, you know, we partaked in, you know, this one didn't have a ton of stuff to do in comparison. So the ship itself I found to be really nice. You know, the decor was nice. It was very clean. I had no issues with cleanliness and things like that.